Okay, now I will show you the working of this example. So the process OPC UA server, you can go and search for this uh, process OPC UA, right? So in this server we can install. You can go and you can download the free edition of this software. So I already have installed this. So I will go and write process simulation server. So once I run this process server, now it is running. And this is the address of this server, simulation server. When we go for, and by the way, now this process simulation, process simulation server is running, and we can see that it has an option to switch to the expert mode. So when you go to the expert mode, we have some of the, like for example, the endpoint protection mechanism, cyber security. You can manage the security policies, multiple security policies, and also the different modes. You can manage the certificates, the users. You can also add some users and passwords. Coming back to the basic mode. So when we go to the basic mode here, we have the objects, and here you see the simulation server has some of the simulation variables it's running. And from here we can see, for example, the this is the random variable, and this is the counter. We can select different values for the counter, and sinusoidal, and we can add different values here. You see that it has a specific data type. If you come to the yeah, this one, the counter has integer 32. So this is how the simulation server is working, and you can see in the first example that I showed, we have this the simulation server is running, and we have different simulation variables available to us. And here, what we have, once we click the attribute for any of these variables, we see the node ID that we discussed. This node ID has two parts. It has the namespace index, which is 3, and it has an identifier, which is 1001. Okay, and also this is the data type. So these are the three things that are important for us: the namespace, the identifier, and the data type. So these three things will be used um, when we configure for the client. So the client here is Node-RED. So now I will go and to the command window cmd, and now I will write the Node-RED. So this will start my Node-RED. So now the Node-RED has started, and then I will go and write yeah, this is the address http 127.0.0.0, and here is the Node-RED for us. So let me add another one, flow. I just did this one. We tried. So here we have we can take an inject node, and then we can come here, give it, like, let's say uh, maybe the counter, uh, read counter, for example, read counter maybe 2. And this is the point here. We need to configure it, if you remember. Now we need to configure this for we need to maybe this variable counter, for example. If I need to read the counter, we can come here and we can right click, and then we can copy the values here. Otherwise you can type it there, paste here in this, and also the data type should be here. There should be a semicolon. Yeah. So this is the data type, and okay. done. And also I think there is a repeat here. So if we need to repeat, we can select the interval, for example, 1 second here. Okay, so this is done. It is now connected with our with the this is about to read from here, and then we need to come back here and see what next. Then we will go for OPC. I already have installed OPC client. I will bring it here and connect this one, and then I need to continue. Okay, so now on the endpoint, I will come back on this status. I will have this the address of this OPC server. Click here at the node point, at the endpoint here, and since there is no policy, we have not added any or sort of policies from this server side. So we can add it, and the action is read, no certificate, and yeah, the name, for example, we can say that we are reading counter from OPC server, and let's make it done. Okay, so now we have connected here, and once we have connected, we need to sort of see how it is in the debug. So the common nodes, we will go for the debug, and we can connect it here. So in debug, yeah, and then we deploy it. So once we deploy, uh, so here it is. We have to configure the payload, debug. Okay. O1S and 31004. Okay, so we have deployed two of them. So that's why it is having a problem. Okay. Probably we can go and read it like, okay. So let me do one thing here. Okay, let me continue with this one. Okay, so what I did, I actually deactivated this, and now our messages are appearing here. We can go and see the value of the counter. See, so the value, if you see, the value is increasing, 55, 55, 75. You can see this value as well as this value. You see, they are both of them 60, 60. Okay, so this deployment is working nicely now. And now let's do one thing on the Node-RED. We need to add a flow dashboard. So on the dashboard, I can take a slider from here, Node-RED, maybe the display, right? Gauge. So we can have, let's try a gauge here. And then we connect this gauge to the same and double click and OPC UA dashboard. Or we can add another one. Okay, so we will add another one. Uh, reading counter to. Mm, reading counter 2, I will keep the same. And then let's see how it works. Okay, reading counter 2. Then, okay, so there is a dashboard that should be there. So now I will go and open a new window with the UI. So this will take me to the dashboard. So this is the dashboard that we have deployed. And here it is. Probably the dashboard here is different. So I can go and select the OPC UA gauge. Okay, let me refresh it. This is the old one, right? Ah, I need to deploy by the way. Okay, so once you deploy, yeah, here it is gauge, and you see the value is changing based on this. And since the value, yeah, so there's a problem with this dashboard. I have to make it proper with the reading, and let me make it here. And the minimum to maximum value should be, let's say, 100. Okay, now done. And then I will deploy. And then when I go here, refresh, now you see the reading counter 2 is the other dashboard. Yeah, now you see it's working. 60, 65, 75, 85, 95, coming back 10. So every second it is reading. Okay, so this is the first example that we have done for PCUA. Okay, so what is the next example? So we have gone through this. The next example is, I think, about, yeah. So in the second, the same server is configured with UA expert. So I also have the UA expert. So UA expert is here. So once we go and see, this is the UA expert, and here we have the simulation server running, and this is the UA expert client. Okay. Okay. So from here, once we do like from here plus sign, I will when I click, I will get this window. From here, I will go to the advanced. I will come back here on the status, copy the address of this server, and here I will put this address, and let's make a configuration name, maybe reading counter 2 from OPC server. Okay, so yeah, so now you see it is connected with the OPC server. And here we, in the address space, we have all the variables, simulation variables here. If I click, you see all the simulation variables are here. This is the data access. And once I click and bring any of them here, okay, you see this one, the random, the sawtooth, sinusoid, square, triangle. Now you see these are all the, now the client is connected with the simulation server here. So we have this is the site for the simulation server, as we have seen shown here. And where is, yeah, and here is our uh, and this is our site for the server side. Okay, so this is the OPC simulation server on the left side, and on the right side we have the, and we can see the constant value is 1. We can, yeah, we can try to change it to 8. This is only for read, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's change it from here. Yeah, you see, it is only for reading. And what we see here is the counter. You see the counter value 85, 90, 90, 100, and then it is changing. We can change it. For example, increment can be, let's say, make it 20. Uh, sorry. Yeah, from here, 20, 20, make it 20. And this will be, let's say, 500. Now you will see that it is now changing as per the new values. Random variable is also available here. Sawtooth is also available. Sinusoid is there, square and triangle. Okay, so this is how we have I just showed you these one and two example, and third one is what you are doing in your as a project. Okay, so this third one or similar this one you are doing as your project. Thank you very much. I hope it is good for you and you can test them.